We're back at it again, and let's continue the reviews. There will be some updates you will have to watch in the end of the video if you want to submit your video, so you will have to listen to that. Today we will begin with Snowman films. I thought I reviewed this video already, but I guess I didn't. Talking takes a big role in this video, and Snowman films nailed his talking animations. He didn't make the mistake of making them just stand there, and I used to do that all the time, but I've done my best to stop that. The lack of effects and using paper instead actually made the visuals kind of cute when they were in space. The movements were also very smoothly done. I like the cold look this video has because it makes the oranges and red that you see in like people's hair and stuff really pop a lot. What this video needs more of is atmospheric sound effects, like white noise or stuff like that, or just the air moving around, stuff like that. The shots immediately were cut off every time you heard them being shot, so you should let the full sound go and maybe some wind sounds in the background with more ship sounds as they fly by, so it's not just always silent in the background, because that's just not really realistic and that kind of messes up with your mind if you notice it too much. If you do this, it will make the experience of watching your videos feel way more fancy. The red lasers shot in the low light were also awesomely lit. I've seen plenty of LEGO videos before that don't know how to deal with dark lit scenes. You really pulled it off here. This might have been a physical limitation, but the camera staying on the same side throughout the whole video kind of made it stale. Later on in the video, the focus began not to be on the right characters. Speaking of characters, all your voice actors put their A game in this video. This is especially for Yoda. The Yoda look was absolutely hilarious. Even though the audio in the video wasn't subtle, small animation movements in the background through the battles added a lot visually. It's pretty clear that this video is a 9 out of 10. It was really well done and some adjustments were needed, but nothing strong enough that it truly damaged this video. You making all the sound effects in this video made it so funny. Actually, the whole video is way funnier than I expected it to be. Props to you on that. Having an alien not be a Lego figure actually makes it look more foreign, therefore more alien, so I will have to give you creative points for that. I do have to mention that there is a lot of this video that is out of focus. The part that made me laugh, like in real life, was an alien saying, "Dude, I'm gonna kill you." It was so casual, I'm not even joking. I might actually steal that for one of my videos. The framing in this video, even when everyone was out of focus, was still solid enough that it made it clear on what was going on. Even though you didn't have a large amount of resources to make this, you embraced it to the maximum, which is why I'm giving you all these points. So this video is easily an 8.5 out of 10. You have a lot of potential if you keep this up. The beginning was executed very nicely. Not having sound effects didn't hurt it in the beginning. The issues come up in the second half of the video because there are no sound effects. It's just you showing you the raw footage. In the very end, there was no time to take in the frames. You're supposed to give some like seconds visually to let the audience process on what they're looking at before cutting away. The angry face you gave the baby was unintentionally very cute and funny. If you need to add sound effects for free, I believe iMovie and CapCut can help you out, but this will unfortunately remove a lot of points for your video, so I'm gonna give this a 5.5 out of 10. Crazy Brother Films put his all into this. The fighting was just so good. The camera moved perfectly in sync with the swings and hits. Some sound effects though were very questionable. Did have this visual issue where there was just too much headspace on the top of the shots. It wasn't always visible, but when you notice it, it really becomes distracting. The set design was also amazing. I have no clue if this is a set you can buy or you made this by yourself, but nonetheless, it's visible that it took a long time to make. Also, the arrow masking was unreal. I didn't even notice it until I rewatched it a few times. The camera focus you originally had in your earlier videos was cured in this one, which shows a lot of improvement. This video is obviously a 9 out of 10. I do not believe you when you say this was your first LEGO stop motion video ever. For reference, this is my full stop motion video.
Please don't come close. Who cares? No!
Ever. For a first stop motion video, this is just outstanding. There's not much I can critique for this because this is literally your first thing, so you're gonna be naturally getting better at everything I talk about. I will say that you need to put an effort to make this swing look like it was actually being moved out before the swing goes inwards. The impale was actually really good, especially for your first time. That's especially the theme for this video. Everything you do is way better than I would expect it to be. I'm gonna give you a generous 8 out of 10. Not a masterpiece, but in the league of first videos ever, it surely is up there. I'm rating you guys off of how much potential you hit. If you make a full LEGO movie but it was just meh, I'm just gonna give you a 4 out of 10. But if you made a short, simple video, but it was the best short, simple video I've ever seen in that length, I have no choice but to give you like a 9 to 10. This is exactly something I would have watched as a kid when I was like younger. What you could have done more is more movement in the characters. And a lot of the fight, none of them were moving around at all. You were just adding the sound effects. Also, I have to call out that you need to import the video to YouTube through the share button rather than screen recording. That also does mess up the aspect ratio. This is all around a pretty simple fun video. The figures you used were awesome, but you need to get a space to film these videos because it takes down the production value. All in all, this is a 6 out of 10. So far in this review, this video by Vasilian Studios, my bad if I said that wrong, is on the higher side of production value rank. One thing that was noticeable is that there was a lot of empty pauses between the dialogue that just did not need to be there. This has already happened in this review, and they're just better off if they're just cut. When Obi-Wan was speaking to himself, there should have been something going on with the camera. The framing on the picture you decided to hold on to barely had himself in there. What I recommend is to have had everyone freeze like you did, but the camera should have begun with the pair and then slowly moved towards Obi-Wan. The lightsaber effects were also really well done. I really like the small points of attention you added, like when the lightsaber closed and so did its shadow. The beam of light is obviously not realistic to be given a shadow, but it did actually make it look better, so I will not remove any points for that. And it also shows how much you actually care about your LEGO videos. I will also point out that this video just decides to end. Like, we were only in the second act of this video, but it didn't feel like there was an actual ending. But that could just be me being picky. I'm gonna give this a 7 out of 10. This is more of what I mean when a video has a purposeful ending. The pacing in this video was very nicely put together. The firing animations were also done at the perfect speed. They weren't too slow and they weren't too fast. This is harder to find in animations than you would think. Also, the set design was very vibrant and they made the white clones and stormtroopers pop, and that is exactly what you would want. Nothing in the animation felt choppy except the bombs that they both sides threw. For masking, the easiest way to do this is to have something under the brick that doesn't remove the shape of the shadow, and then a blank frame under it so you can, like, you know, mix it together. All around a solid video. This is the exact definition of an 8 out of 10. Alright, the next video is by Jamy Tom 45 Gaming. I advise you to change the color in the background since it bleeds into too much of the outfits. It takes away from the contrast. I would also slow down the frame rate speed. The frames you used could have been left at normal. Your filming was fine. It's just that the speed of the frame rate was just too fast. This is your first long form brick film, so I'm thinking of what else I can say. So, I also advise you to make sure the camera's in focus. Since you likely don't have a macro lens, which everyone in this video should buy, I suggest you to zoom in, and that could also help you fill up your background. Despite the flaws in this video, you seem to have a lot of potential coming up, so I'm gonna give you a 7 out of 10. Potential seems to be the trend of this episode. Let's end this video with a bang. I saw this video when it came out, so whatever I say is something I've thought for a while. I love the distortion in the lens when anything violent and gross happens. That just added to all the impacts. Everything was orchestrated perfectly, from the digital and physical bullets to the tears and holes on the guards, etc. The set design was simple, but it was just what we needed. I also love how nice the Omni-Man figure looks. You did a great job on that. If I were nitpicky, then I would call out that sometimes, super rarely, the black points have a hint of being washed out, and that's the closest thing to criticism I have for this video. This is a perfect 10 out of 10. No questions asked. Since YouTube doesn't let me add links anymore, just tell me what videos you guys want me to review in the comments, and if it's over like 25 seconds long, it'll be in one of the long reviews. I can't promise it'll be anytime soon because I'm already making the list for like the next 3 long reviews for Brickfilms, because you guys have just been sending me so many. Every single time you guys check any of my videos comments, you guys will see at least 200 million people adding their videos there. So I'm just checking on all of them and adding them to the list. So if you haven't seen your video on this one yet, it's because it's probably going to be on the next one or the one after. But anyways, like and subscribe, and see you guys next time.